didn't expect that actually, sorry. So, as first apologies that I don't speak Russian, even that I'm representing W3C Russia. I think all the young generation speaks perfect English. Is that true? Yeah? Yeah. Perfect. And I'm really, really surprised to see so many people here. That's really good to see. So, I have just a few introductory slides before I hand over to Peter, which will be giving you the real technical aspects.
I can help you.
Yeah, you will press the buttons, yeah, because I have to be in front of the camera.
Oh
no.
Approximately.
Yeah, because I didn't make up my face, so I didn't know this. I know that I will be now in glamour and whatever special things are. So, basically, I want to give a few words about W3C because I assume maybe not all of you know all about W3C, but I hope that some of you heard about W3C. So, who has heard about W3C? Most of it, perfect, good. Italy, next slide. Just, exactly, yeah. So, W3C today has about 340, 350 members. And we have in Russia now the first 3 Russian members. The first one was the High School of Economy in Moscow, which is also the host of the office. Second, we had RIA Novosti joining in from the media news company. And third, and of course the most important one now, is Yandex. So we have now prominent guests from Russia joining this consortium. What is the consortium doing actually? Everything we do is to help to transform the web. That means make the web better because a lot of things change. There's always a lot of evolution in it. And everything is actually publicly available. So when Tim Berners-Lee invented the web back in, who remembers? Who won? 99 maybe? Or maybe 89? Okay, so some times ago, but it's actually not so long time ago. But the important thing is, next slide, is actually this part here. You know, in the beginning, we all know hyperlinks connecting documents, but at the next level, we said the web should be a web of data. A web of data means that we can really go and use our computers, scroll it, get machine understandable information, and that's when the linked open data started, and that was back in. When did we start with linked open data? Some kind of first visions? 2008, 2009. So actually it's still young. And this bubble here grew now to something like more than 30 billion triples of information that is available. And available means that we have links connecting to each other, which is the important thing. Next slide. Because one of the important things we see in the evolution of the web is not that we only have metadata in a web, but we also have information that link to each other. So the plan is actually that we all come to what we call the 5-star model of informations. And this should help you when you start to build your applications using data sets, that you will always find something that is related to something else in order to discover more knowledge on the web. So that will be the fun part when you start with a data set to see, is there another link to another one, so that you can really get a lot of information and build some nice applications. I have given you some links for the guys who are doing the first time some hacking and writing code to get data sets. So I have added there a link that you can maybe can take. Next slide, please. Just to give you an information, in the US we have the data.gov organization, which basically started a few years ago, and today they have 400,000 data sets, which is made available by the public administration. So there's a lot of information. Unfortunately, in Russia we are still trying to push, but the government here is a little bit slower. Maybe, you know, they have other priorities, selling gas, oil, and other things than really making sure that we have data available. But we try to push, and we have again a meeting in October with some representatives from the Russian government to tell them about the 5-star model, what they should do, how they should publish data. So we hope that in the next 2-3 years we will see also a lot of information in the Russian community. That means Russian data coming from the government. So also to show here, when you go to this link down there, you will find a lot of applications that have been already developed by the community based on US data. And over, I would say, 400 million of US dollar of new economy was started because of this data. So you see there's a potential. if whatever we do today in the next 24 hours, we develop applications, those applications could be interesting for the community to purchase. Should be smartphone, tablets, just web applications, so there's a nice thing when we have data to build something which is interesting. There was one example which I liked very much, which was basically coming from cities. The one here is from Greece that shows expenditures by the Greek government. We all know that Greece is having some problems, you know, I mean, they're spending a lot of money and always getting everybody else to give them again money to spend more money, so it's a nice circle of, you know, how to transform money into nothing. But at the end, we transform something into a nice application. So at least some clever guys in Greece did this nice little application showing what you can do when you have open data sets to build this application. So I added you this link. You can go and have a look at it, see what they did by just consuming those triples on the data set. So another nice, interesting application is from the city of Chicago, where they have, just one example, crime statistics. So could help people to find out where to go and live, because the city started to publish this information, and you can go and see this and see, okay, where should I move in with my next potential apartment. So again, here, if you go there, is a nice example of what kind of application could be built on top of those open data sets. So, last but not least, where you can find information is, I gave you here the top link, Semantic Web Data, where basically W3C publishes all those important, what I call specifications, guidelines, which is mainly, I would say here, the top technologies we should know. So one thing is, of course, I assume HTML, CSS, JavaScript and all that, but on top of that, when we talk about linked data sets, we should understand what is RDF, RDFA. Yeah? So Resource Description Framework, but I see you noting, so most of you probably know that already. And of course, to know how to read these data sets using SparkQuell. Then of course, if we transfer data, that means we publish, for example, relational databases into RDF, so there's a specification how to convert this. Then we have OWL to building up ontologies, GOS also to nice to build vocabularies, or RIF to build reasoning around the data set. So, I also had, Friday we had at the EFMO University a little summer school, and I prepared there a little demo which shows what you could build up. So you feel free to go and download from this file, if you can remember that link here. Yeah? We have a flip chart. Or you can also go to so KSW 2012. That's on my personal site. I also added this zip file, so if somebody wants to have a starting point with some very simple JavaScript that goes and reads some data from Wikipedia, just if somebody is interested to have a starting point. Good. And that was my part from W3C, because I see everybody wants to go into much more detail, and I will hand over to Peter.
Okay, thank you, Daniel.